This is You're a Hot One, Mr. Flame. Get it at otfee.com/flame.
You know, I kind of like the disco feel of the first one, where it's like, party as you want, and control your fingers, party as you want.
Yeah, I think you're referencing to the song I don't know.
It's a song to be sung. The world has not yet known someone who can control their fingers and party as they want.
I imagine you could walk into any room, an empty fucking room, and be like, party on, Mr. Flame.
You're a hot one, Mr. Flame. You're made of molten steel. No jet fuel can melt you. No butter can melt you, Mr. Flame.
You are legally distinct from Johnny Storm of the Fantastic Four.
Mr. Flame's famous catchphrase, be fire! You like Gatorade, Mr. Flame. You're busy snowboarding around. Extreme sports, they taunt you. Your sister, she flaunts you as she bows.
When
Say
I
his
said
name.
sister, I definitely didn't mean Sue Storm of the Fantastic Four.
Mr. Flame was my father. Johnny Storm, please.
Back off now, Disney lawyers.
Well, that was a hell of a show. Let's just wrap it up, call it a day, take them on home. I mean, that is unless you want to continue, because it is traditionally a go time for Night Attack, bringing you the best of the worst of the internet ever since ever. Hi, I'm Brian Brushwood. I'm in Austin, Texas. Joining me in studio in OAK is JRY. What's going on? Sorry. It's good. Pointing and the robot kung fu team. That's us.
Yeah, no, we're gonna. We of course had our initial run in 1961 when deformed toys were being sold by any means necessary, and Pointy and the robot was spun off into its own cartoon.
Well, what happened is they had G.I. Joe figures that had one pointed hand and one kind of open palm, like a 5 thing.
Like a kung fu action.
Correct. And it was supposed to be left hand kung fu, right hand make a point. But in a terrible mix-up.
The best part about playing G.I. Joes is when you were able to storm into Destro's lair and make a point.
Exactly, right? Well, although it does make sense, because if they're holding a gun, they would kind of be doing that, right? They would have like a tube for a hand and a little finger on the trigger. So anyway, they made a show in the 1960s trying to make pointing and open hands popular because there was a misprint run. True stories of the internet.
These are all true stories. Both characters were voiced by Dom DeLuise. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about the milestone that we are enjoying on this program. Isn't that right, Brian?
Is it? Everybody in the chat is somebody in the chat was saying that we're at 198. Another bunch of people are saying 200. Can we get a judge's ruling?
It's definitely 200.
Okay, why are they saying 198 then?
Because they wanted you to think it was wrong.
Man, that's so unlike our audience. That's so weird.
As always, the real comedy is in the Discord. So
congratulations, 200 episodes, man.
Yeah, no, dude, it snuck up, huh? Kind of feels like it was just yesterday that we started horsing off here, but man, we are not only at 200, we're only a couple months away from overcoming the longest stretch we ever had, which was on the NSFW show. So
yeah, dude, I guess
the next big milestone.
Yeah, 3 or 4 months from now, we will have more episodes of Night Attack than any of the precursors that came before it. And at that point, Night Attack becomes the only thing that ever existed, and everything else are just proto versions.
We gotta be 219.
219. We could do this, right? I mean, we could stay friends for just 3 more months. This sounds like a comedy movie where it's like it's Brewster's Millions meets the internet meets like, you guys just have to keep being friends for 3 more months.
3 more months. It's like, but what they didn't know, dude, look at that description for that last episode we had on
the end is here. No. Kill your neighbor. There is no consequence.
Holy shit. Great times. All right, Brian, this is our last episode before Christmas, which of course means we are going to welcome on the reason for the season, our Santa Claus.
Yes, our Santa Claus. And
Our Santa Claus.
we rent him out. We give him a little bit of time off the leash. He likes to run around and give presents everywhere, but he knows where he belongs.
Yeah, and he will be here to answer your letters to Santa a little bit later. But are you guys in the full holiday swing of things?
Dude, not only that, like we're close enough to the black hole of productivity that happens right around Christmas that it's like I'm starting to give into it, and I'm just starting to get in the, because it's like it's different experiencing Christmas as the patriarch of a family, right? Where it's like there's a certain amount of work that has to get done, and I'm sure it's different for Bryce and Brant who need to do their work to clear their schedule to go take time off. Right. By the way, do you need a Christmas home, or you're flying out?
Yeah, no. I ended up buying I got to take it.
Okay.
I'm good.
We've already corralled one orphan.
Oh, really?
I think we can indicate a certain television superstar.
Oh, that'd be fun. Wait.
Well, wait. Who do you think I'm saying?
The person who has TV in their name.
Yes. Okay.
Our very good friend.
Yeah.
Jonathan TV.
Yeah. Hey, he's a great guy, man. Jonathan TV. He's always reciting iambic pentameter poetry.
Yeah, he can't strum a tune to save his life. Jonathan
God,
TV.
no, tone deaf. Not
like
Mike
Mike TV.
And rest in peace, their brother
Jonathan
Justin.
TV, he's got like a real curly mop of hair, but one thick mustache over the top of his lip. Like he's just exactly kind of. You ever seen Mike TV, the guy who sings songs exactly like him, but with a mustache?
Well, so here's the weird thing. But instead of being my age but looking 23, he's actually 23 but looks my age. That's one of the weird parts.
Yeah, he's way old, as opposed to Mike TV, who I'm pretty sure medically is a vampire.
It's true.
Like, you could test him for vampire, and it would come back immediately positive.
So, hey, man, this has been a weird week. I got a sunburn. You ever get a sunburn so bad that you feel sick the next morning? You ever get one of those?
Oh, sure, yeah. When you're living by the beach here and again, or by a pool or something like that, every once in a while, you get like way burnt, and it is just an actual like medical condition problem.
Yeah, right. And so, you ever do that when it's 45 degrees and foggy everywhere,
and overcast,
and you're on a horse, and you're firing bows?
This is becoming way too specific.
I assume this is a shared experience, right, guys?
Yeah. And you're shooting an episode for an ascendant YouTube channel with a community that demands the best possible content.
Living in Texas, I'm burned at Xmas. White people rich. White people rich. Yeah, dude, that was a weird experience. But I had to ride a horse, and I had never maybe in my life ridden a horse 4, maybe 5 times, and all of them had been in those safe trail ride. The horse knows to follow the horse in front of it.
Yeah, you're getting on the horse. Everybody's following the other one. Like, you're not taking off and doing anything crazy.
Yeah, right. And so we are learning horseback archery. And by the way, I sent that picture to Dan Carlin of Hardcore History fame. Yeah. I was so excited about this because Dan Carlin, if you listen to his Hardcore History about the Mongol hordes, he describes the ability to precisely shoot arrows from a horse in motion was a radical advancement. It was a military technology, and it was good enough that there was just no defense against it, and the Mongol hordes took over everything, and Genghis Khan is now the father of 20% of all of China, right? Did you hear about that?
Oh, my God.
I didn't hear that.
Like, that was the thing, is he would just have sex with all the people. Trace the DNA, like 20% of the entire population of China is a descendant.
Nuts.
Wow.
Exactly, right?
That's crazy.
And so...
man, that's hashtag goals. You should look at your nuts and say, what have you done?
Man, he wouldn't do very well on Twitter these days.
Who, Genghis Khan?
Him too.
Yeah, no.
All the
historical figures that it would be taken down by hashtag Me Too. Genghis Khan, probably,
maybe a little.
They're all like, well, there was one new leader of my village that came in, and he touched me fairly very forcefully and inappropriately.
Yeah, he impregnated me without my consent. I'm starting to think this Genghis Khan guy isn't such a carefree entertainer.
This is such a great leader after all. Yeah. So I sent a photo of not our instructor, but of one of the instructors, and saying like, "Hey, we learned mounted archery," and I thought of hardcore history the entire time. Dan Carlin responds, "Yes, and let's remember, this guy could be awesome." And by the way, it was a lovely lady who is legitimately a top competitor in the entire United States, like top 5 competitor in the United States.
In archery or on horseback?
Horseback
Horseback
archery.
archery.
Wow. So that's, by the way, how's that not an Olympic event?
Apparently it's huge in Europe. In Poland, there's like 3 times the competitors as in all of the United States, and 3 Polands will fit into Texas alone, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you start putting it on the Olympics, people will start doing it.
Yeah.
We got like dressage and stuff like that. Who cares? Suck it, Ann Romney.
Well,
so you said
so he says, and let's remember, this person could be awesome, but they still suck by ancient standards. Crying, laughing emoji.
Oh, Jesus, Dan.
Wow. Hashtag Dan Carlin burn. May not seem like much now, but the history books tell you it as a big fat dub.
He keeps it hardcore. He really keeps it hardcore every day.
So there was a surprising twist. Like, I knew we were going to go learn horseback archery from really talented people. But then there comes this part where like, oh, let's shoot the arrows. Hey, look, I shot an arrow. I now grok that part. And they're like, yeah, the other part is and the other part is I have to ride a horse, right? They're like, well, yes, and. I was like, huh? And it's like, you have to ride a horse at speed with no hands. And I was like, well, how hard can that be? Oh my God. Turns out a little hard.
Pretty hard, huh? Pretty hard.
Turns out it's a bit of a thing to learn.
Well, because I would imagine for you are determining in this episode what is the win. Like once you've gotten the thing, like what is the standard we're going to set wherein either we win or we lose comically, right?
Yes.
And so was there any moment where you're like, let's just have them kind of trot? You know?
Yes. Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and give a spoiler here. The success moment we had was definitely me having a horse walk past the target as I loosed an arrow, notched it, pulled back, and let fly. Still felt like wizardry to me, man. If you could ask me.
I'll tell you what, to be fair, I have a hard time with that shit in Breath of the Wild, so like I can't imagine actually doing it in real life.
All right, tell me that photo doesn't look like it could have come straight out of Ken Burns' documentary.
No, it looks great, man. That's like some hardcore. Like, so is this all Brant that's taking this photography?
Yeah,
this photo is Brant.
He's man. He's getting too talented. You need to tell him to knock that off. Stop.
No. What I need to do is build him a cage and break him of the belief that the outside world exists and convince him that Bryce is a demigod and that food comes when the edit is finished.
I think, you should do a mountain retreat and then misery his ass. Like just.
No.
This doesn't bode well for me in the future.
No,
Bryce, don't worry. You're on the inside.
Yeah.
I think he needs to still a calendar, a sexy Brian calendar with him on horses and stuff. You're like,
well, that seems like a specific Bonnie request. Is there something that you want to explain to the class here, Bon?
I mean, never mind. This got weird really fast.
I also have been working, and I believe today nailed it. I'm sending you a present, and I if everything goes according to plan, tomorrow morning, I will have a present to send you, and I'm very excited about it. Very excited about it.
Well, number one, I'm very excited for it. Is there any more that you can go into for show content?
No. I to be honest, I just wanted to call this shot so that we had something to call back to next week, and we can find out what it is.
I'll tell you what. Go ahead and pack that away. Make sure that we all remember that I might get a present.
Okay. The weird part is I'm also giving an identical present to myself. That's part of it. Maybe that's a hint. That's a hint. The present to you will not be as good unless I get one as well. And they are the same, and they're not communication devices.
All right. Well,
also, they're not electronics.
I was gonna say if it's half a double-ended dildo, then I'll be very upset.
You're like, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna lose this right up there. It's only half. What's going on?
Where's the other end?
Oh, my dwarf on dwarf.
It says they ended a puzzle piece that says BFF across.
Exactly. It's like it's in a locket, and it just like magically kind of comes out like a portal.
Yes.
Oh my God!
So
are there any holiday traditions that you guys have? Any things that you guys like to do specifically with like the kids or the family or anything? Like, is there anything that you guys have brought and then built up?
I don't think I've shared this on the show, but it was 10 years ago. No, 12 years ago. Penny was barely walking, and Jay shows up to Christmas, and he's like, "I got a new tradition," and we're like, "What?" And he's like, every Christmas Eve from now on, we do something called the Wheel of Jay, and we're like, "What?" And then
really calling a shot here, isn't he?
Jay goes out to the car and comes walking in with this. How big would you say this is? Like
Wheel of J is.
What's that?
I said, how large would you say the Wheel of J is?
I mean, it's this big. It's big enough that I can't wrap my arms around it.
It kind of feels like you were like trying to wrap your arms around like a barrel. Like a barrel that would go over Niagara Falls in.
That's right. A wheel.
To use a very up-to-date reference.
A wheel the diameter of a 50-gallon drum, right? And then and Jake and he slaps down on it, and it's like it's got colors and words and all this stuff. And
so
then
he's done some work. Jay's done some work.
Oh my God, just unreal! It's like there's gold, green, and red on there, and there's instructions on there, and he goes, Phase 1, the presents. And he slaps down a picture of Jay's bald head wearing sunglasses, giving a thumbs up like, hey! Slaps it right in the middle of it. And he goes, spin the wheel, whatever color you get, grab a present of that color. And we look, and there's all these presents everywhere that are gold green.
It's not presents. Wow, this is like the most merry version of Saw ever.
Yes. And so, spin it, we all get it. And we're like, okay, now what? He's like, now spin again to see if you keep it. And he slaps down another picture of himself, only this time with Santa soul patch just photoshopped underneath his lip. And he spins it around. And then this time you don't pay attention to the color, you pay attention to the words on there that says all trade left. So everyone has to take their unopened gift and trade it left. And right, steal a gift. You steal one from the other guy. Jay steals a gift, and so Jay just announces, "You two trade," and then it's like, "All right, phase 3," and he slaps down an image of his own face with a Photoshop giant Santa beard, and you spin it and you play and you open it this time, so it's like a white rabbit, and now you know what you're holding in your hand, but then it's got to go and shift hands or whatever, and we're like, that was a hilarious gag, Jay. And 12 years later, my children have not known a single Christmas in which we did not play the Wheel of Jay. Every Christmas Eve.
Has it already gone down?
What's that?
No. It's Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve, he brings the Wheel of Jay, and that's what happened.
Dude, Mike TV will be joining us, I believe, for the Wheel of Jay on Christmas Eve.
Obviously, this will depend on how much you want to intrude into your traditions, but I feel like live streaming the Wheel of Jay would be an amazing tradition.
It's just chaos the entire time. But maybe
he should do an app, the Wheel of Jay, an app where he records his own like okay, now trade with the person next to you, and then he does his Jay laugh, and I feel like this is an amazing opportunity.
I love that there's a thing called the Jay laugh, and we all know exactly what you mean.
And he's just got 2 fists of boglins, and he's just like.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea.
Tell you what, let them know. App developers, hit up Jay Schwood.
I was gonna say that there was one year that nobody could find the Wheel of J, and so we did that. We downloaded a Wheel of Fortune app and we labeled all the virtual things and the colors and whatnot, and we played Wheel of J because God, it's a tradition.
You just like
now.
short-circuited every Christmas movie plot.
Yeah.
Like, every Christmas movie plot is we can't find the thing, and then they have to go do a car wash or pray to Jesus or something, and then just download an app.
I feel like those are two fairly substantially different movies. The one in which they do the car wash and the one in which they pray to Jesus.
Kind of feel like they're the same in my brain. Like it's like you're doing like we got to do a car wash, and it's just really gratuitous. And,
it's playing the song at the car wash while they're praying to Jesus.
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden,
whoa, praying to Jesus.
All of a sudden, there's suds and sponges, and girls are topless, and they're like, "Whoa, let's clean this."
Oh, that baby never got more godlike than it is today.
Is that a line?
And pray.
I guess I don't know the song at the car wash as well as I thought I did.
Within Christ's love. Oh, three wise men, yeah. Bring in frankincense and myrrh.
Bonnie, you got actual frankincense and myrrh, right?
I do.
Are they as valuable as gold?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so. Not anymore, anyways.
Man, back in those
they
days
have
when
a
nobody
really-
was showering, though,
Ooh,
I
yeah.
bet it was worth gold.
Have a little.
Oh, hell
musty
yeah.
They were
smell.
like, "Hey, let's get busy first."
Out in the desert, just walking around, smelling like ass.
Ooh,
It's like let me burn some incense real quick. Let me get some frankincense and myrrh up in this. Like, I got a little smoky.
Yeah, there was a minute I thought that my frankincense was causing a problem because the dog kept sniffing around wherever it was located.
God damn it! You know what? Actually, let's
frankincense is monster.
Sorry, brief pit stop on the before we go to Patreon town. We got rats in the house. We got mice.
What?
We got.
Oh my God! So do we.
We're giving, and we have like gerbils and a what is it? A guinea pig.
A guinea pig.
And
What?
so like
Domesticated.
murdering them.
No.
Well, no. They invited some friends
first
over.
of all, you know about our three gerbils: Bluebell, cookies, and cream.
Sure.
And you know about Ginny the guinea pig.
Right.
The gerbils kept getting mites, and we couldn't understand why. And Kepler kept like sniffing at the baseboards all over the place. Shortly after a cold front came in, cold front happens. Mice go exploring, and there was definitely like 1 in the morning. I went downstairs. And I was like, I don't know, maybe just 1 can of tuna. That's protein. I'm gonna go to bed. And I opened the door.
Classic midnight snack.
I turn on the light, and I see a bunch of crackers shake. And then
They're in the pantry.
Oh, you could have told me about the crackers. I think we had some tonight. No, I'm kidding.
I was like, you threw all those away. What are you doing?
Oh my God.
Jay Millis in the chat says, did Bryce just jump up in his chair like a 50s sitcom housewife?
Goddamn right.
Oh, says Bryce Castillo.
Well,
So Bonnie has full on abdicated to me responsibility for this. And I was like, yeah, no, great. I'll go get one of those glue pads. And then Bonnie's eyebrows went all the way up past her head and did a second lap. And then she was like, no, you will not. They scream. They scream as they lay there dying.
Yeah,
and
I
I'll
know.
not do it. And I was like, oh, well, then maybe one that just snaps it, end it all at once. And you're like,
Mousetrap.
no, we have little children's fingers. You'll not do that either.
Oh,
And I was like,
okay.
well, what will I do? And she says, you will get several cages with delightful treats inside. You will decorate the cage with the words welcome
what? They can't
in
read.
glitter glue.
They don't.
2 seconds.
And you will put them so perfectly prominent that they will not be able to resist going in. They will be slightly inconvenienced until you find them in the morning, and you will walk deep into the woods, wish them well, and set them free. And I was like, yeah, I don't know about, and she goes, and that is the story you will tell me.
Okay, now I'm back on board. Because you were describing
Right.
that. Oh, good.
We have mice in our
You have mites?
mice.
Mice?
We have a mouse problem. And my wife, much like your wife, was very sympathetic to the mice. And where I would say, no. Gruesome death. In fact, I want the corpses of the mice. I want to hang them up by where they would come
You ever
in
see The
so they
Handmaid's
know.
Tale? We're going to have a miniature version of the wall. We're going to have the wall of mice right over there. You got to let them know.
The blood. You. Oh.
Let them drip. I wanted to drip into a little bowl that says, "Please drink of your folly." No, can't. Exactly what you said. And so, we have been putting out.
Oh, my God.
That looks like a Monopoly house.
That is an adorable house. How popular have they been?
And it literally, you just put peanut butter in here, and all it does is close the door. So they're just trapped. And then I'm like, well, just let's flush this down the toilet. Let's just drown this stupid mouse.
Sure.
Nope. We've literally walked into the woods to drop off the mouse.
Oh, Justin, what have you done?
You see?
What have you done? Until this moment, she was convinced that was just a fantasy that I would have to sell her. What have you done? What have you
Number
done?
one, this has been happening for months, and the mice are still here.
What
So
have you done?
You
What
guys-
I'm proving is this is not a reasonable scenario, and you need to take very, very, very drastic measures to show the mouse community that they are not welcome in human town.
So you're saying you fight
Can't
this
pull out the
war
assault rifle.
on two fronts, right? You have the public-facing version of the war, where it's like everything is great. We're winning the hearts and minds of these mice. They love the houses. Golly, they're so filled. They're so thankful. They're just lining up.
They love it. They asked
The
for
infant
it.
mortality among mice is at an all-time low. Our superior medicine is bringing them up.
Yeah, I bet that's all.
And then
factual.
meanwhile, some Dark Army Black Ops shit happening in the
That's it.
background.
Yeah. Crossbow. In fact, get on a horse and shoot it from the.
just think,
I'm riding around on Kepler with the bug assault gun.
just think
I'll
of
tell you what, Brian, I'm sure you'd hit a bullseye with each and every mouse that you fell, and you can hit a bullseye too by going to patreon.com/night attack.
Now, Justin, is it true that any of this money will go to funding of Mises? Is that a real thing?
Yes, Brian. Mises is a real threat, and we guarantee you that not one red cent will go to Mises.
Okay, good. That's our promise. By the way, a bit of a shakeup. Oh, are we still doing our Patreon did nothing wrong routine? I think we hadn't talked about that since we did this.
Well, I think it's not that they did nothing wrong. I think it's definitely that investor confidence should be restored. The changes that were laid out are not going through. So if the last you heard of this was bad, it's now back to what it was before you heard it was bad.
Yeah, I will say this, though. In the shakeup, Patreon was flirting with an idea that turned out to be a bad idea, but they did the right thing. And then they said, backsies, JK, y'all. Hilarious Jape. We learned it from watching you, Night Attack.
They did. That was part of their plan.
But the upside is a lot of people adjusted their pledge. A lot of people went to go cancel and were like, oh, I hadn't been paying all this time. Let me sign up. Let me give my credit card. However, so our financial standing is about at safety. However, a lot of people have upped their pledge to take care of people annoyed at Patreon, and now our patrons are at an all-time low. The number of people pledging, and as we've always said, we care more about the number of people pledging than we do about the amount coming in. So if you've been on the fence, if you think, oh, I pulled my pledge a while ago because they stopped being funny, but now they're funny again, then please come on back, hop in there. Let's get that number up to a healthy, well-diversified number so that we can make that happen. Although I will call out one of the heroes because we have brand new.
Hero. I mean, of course, every single week we go ahead and do the
Play.
The thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Night Attack new Patreon name chant corner hour.
It's an hour of it. Man, you know what this guy's doing right now?
Oh, what is he doing?
He's got two fists just abs deep in
Abs?
yeah,
Wow.
abs deep.
That's deep. That's
Abs
deep.
Because he's yanking out the diseased appendix of Cindy Crawford. He's mid-surgery right now.
Wow, I didn't know she was going through that.
Well,
Yes.
it's I swear to God, if I'm
Great
right about
Cindy.
this is going to be extraordinary.
I don't think you'll be right about this.
No, she's got appendicitis, and only one person can save them. And you know what? They said we don't need a normal human. We need ... a horse boy.
Horse boy.
No, you misunderstand. Do you remember the horse boys? There's only 4.
There's only 4 horse boys.
That's
Yeah.
right. I heard
Force?
that we have a
We-
returning.
A returning horse boy, and I want to offer a congratulatory to. That was not my best horse
No,
name.
I'm sorry. Wait, Brian, the Skype call dropped out. How are we congratulating him? Just so I know what to do.
One afternoon with horses.
Yeah, no, I know horses. We have a secret bond. Hey, man, I just want to say thank you for saving our life, Kevin Fournier.
Kevin Fournier.
Clap, 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 clap.
Kevin Fournier.
Clap, 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 clap. There's no way he pronounces it Fournier, right?
Right.
Like,
No.
of all the, it's like, I mean, he's pretty forny, but I'm no.
Fournier.
Who's Fournier than me? Nobody.
Me so forny, me so forny. Oh. Oh my God, Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren. I just saw your movie. Oh yeah, Sunbun just subscribed. Thank you very much, Sunbun. W. Scottus One, you also just showed us some love. Thank you very much. Thank you, the Crimson Zamboni. Oh,
Thank
hey,
you.
Crimson Zamboni. So Crimson Zamboni is a reference to a Perry Grip song,
This is a great bit.
and I found out that Perry Grip has a Netflix show.
Oh. What's the show?
It's
We've gotten a lot of very specific complaints about this bit lately, so this is great. A great evolution.
no. Perry Grip.
What's the show?
The show is like some robots go around learning about animals, but every time they mention a thing, whatever the thing is, Perry Grip does a hilarious song about it, and it's on Netflix.
Storybots.
Storybots. That's what
I
it
feel
is.
like I've heard that.
You've been in
All right.
Also, Perry
in our
Grip was in
house.
Nerf Herder. Did you know that?
No.
The band Nerf Herder.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Also, Nerf Herder, Perry Grip wrote the theme song to Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. No, Perry Grip, pretty much the jam. Pretty much a total badass.
Wow.
Hey, Justin. Justin's
Oh.
giving. Oh. Do the bit.
Bye, Kylo. Well,
There's a point with some bits where I just feel like we need to just play the Looney Tunes theme after them. Like after it's just like oh, did the shtick.
Dude, it's time.
Say goodbye to Kylo, everybody.
Dude, it's time. It is time for the most
I
important.
can't believe it's been a year. I can't believe it's been a year since we have been visited by one of the most cherished members of our yearly calendar. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, can we please get a very big round of applause for the first time on Twitch? He is Santa Claus. The
Santa
real
Claus.
Santa Claus.
Santa Claus. Santa Claus. It's so good to see you. You look a little different since the last time we saw you.
Yeah, you kind of look like a Papa Smurf kind of look.
Oh, hold on a second here.
Can you hear us,
Here's
Santa?
another yearly tradition, Brian, of Santa not knowing how to work.
All right,
Skype.
here's the thing. By the way,
I gotta turn this stupid show down. Okay.
this is Agit Pie's fault that Santa's got bad
thanks,
connection.
Net neutrality.
Yeah, exactly.
It was a problem with the wires. It wasn't me.
Santa, you look. I can't decide if you look more elegant, like a refined Renaissance painter, or a bit shabby, like a guy with a wine-stained towel on his face.
Well, here's the problem. Sometimes around this time of year, Santa's in demand, and people try to book Santa for their show
Wow.
like 24 hours in advance. And then Santa realizes that he can't get into his storage shed.
And is that Santa's fault?
Santa.
He's aghast.
A very mysterious man, Santa.
There's all these audio feeds coming in here.
You could just listen to Skype. If you've got something else open,
Yeah,
you can
Santa
close it. Just listen
seems
to
like he's
Skype.
eating his beard now. It is falling
This is-
into his mouth.
This is one of the classic problems with our greatest elders. Is that they need a little help with the Skype.
That is true. I mean, look, like you have your grandparents have a hard time working the computer. Right? Santa's an immortal being.
All right, he's still working
Like
it out.
Santa is now moving his mouth as if he's reading something on screen.
Are you okay, Scan? Tell us if you're okay. Blink if you're okay. We can't.
Just kind of making. All right. Well, anyway, let's go ahead and set this up. Every year we ask for you, the audience, the Diamond Club faithful, to write letters to Santa so we can get them answered right here on the show, direct from the horse's mouth. No BS. Every other Santa you see is a fake, except for this Santa. This is true. This is law. So, Bryce, did we get letters from the good boys and girls of Diamond Club this year?
We did. I've sent Brian and Justin. I sent you a link to the doc with the letters, so you can see all of the really great letters that came in.
Well, I'll tell you what. I got one here from Jimmy. It says, "Dear Santa, for Christmas this year, I would like a new gaming computer. I have been especially good this year and have only masturbated once per week. Love, Jimmy." Santa, are you there? Oh no, Santa's gone mute.
Click the microphone button.
Yeah,
You might
try
have a
clicking the
microphone button. You might have
microphone
muted your
button.
mic on Skype. He's smiling like that's exactly what he did.
Oh! Merry Christmas! Now can you hear me?
Welcome back. Yes.
Santa, it's a Christmas miracle.
Hooray! Hooray!
Chaos up here at the North Pole.
All right, so Jimmy says he's been very good and only masturbated once per week. Can he get a gaming computer?
No, Jimmy, you don't need a gaming computer. You need a prostate exam. Because only masturbating once a week, that's a recipe for the prostate cancer.
Oh, so you're saying he's not masturbated enough?
That's correct. There's a study in the Lancet, men who busted more than 21 nuts a month were 30% less likely to get the prostate cancer.
Oh, okay. Sorry, 21 was the magic number?
21. 21.
21 nuts roasting over an open fire of orgasm.
So you're saying Jimmy thought he was being a good boy, but he's been a very naughty boy.
Yeah. He's got to be checked out. So,
are you at least going to bring universal health care to let him get checked out?
I'll tell you what, Jimmy. When you settle down for a long winter's nap and you got visions of sugar plums, and you had Santa's gonna take his jolly jelly finger and slide down your sooty chimney 3 knuckles deep.
3 knuckles.
And I guarantee you'll spring up from the bed to see what's the matter.
I would love to see a movie titled Santa: 3 knuckles deep.
3 knuckles deep. By the way, for the audio listeners, Santa has raised his arm to reveal that he's wearing a red T-shirt, which is a different look for you, Santa.
He's fine. His beard's fine.
All right, how about this one? Dan33 writes, what's the naughtiest thing someone has done which resulted with them making the nice list? So I guess people trying to game the system here, Santa, they want to know the naughtiest thing they can get away with and still make the nice list.
You have no idea. Do you know what it's like to see the entire world's population when they're sleeping, when they're awake? I see everything. The truth is, no one belongs on the nice list.
Wow.
Humans are a bunch of sick fucks.
So I'm sorry, Santa. It sounds like you're having a bit of an existential crisis right now. You're saying that nobody's
You
good.
have no idea.
So then, how do you put anybody on the nice list? Like what's the criteria for putting them on the nice list?
Bribes,
Bribes.
little favors of one sort or another.
Oh, jeez. So that's what you have to do. You have to curry favor with Santa Claus to get on the nice list, like you're a third world bureaucracy.
Yeah. So I guess the North Pole's a little more autocratic and bureaucratic than we originally thought.
Yes.
All right. So you heard the man. Bribery is the best naughty thing you can do to stay on the nice list.
By the way, how do people bribe you, Santa? If they were to bribe, because I think a lot of people right now are like, if I knew that was the case, I would have done it a long time ago. How would people bribe you if they wanted to do it right now?
Manual labor.
Manual labor? So what do they have to do?
They got to come up here to the workshop.
Oh, so you're telling me? Oh my God, this is a tremendous revelation. You're saying that the elves that we have mythologized are really just people trying to work their way onto the nice list by way of hard labor.
Bingo.
Elves is an acronym for even very evil life forms ever shall serve.
I mean, I think we'd all guessed, but now it's confirmed.
There you have it.
Hey, Santa, we got an email here from Kevin from Kentucky who says, Dear Santa, did you see that robot doing fucking backflips and shit on the internet the other day? So yeah, we're all gonna die. Fucking dead. Probably sooner than later. So how do I tell my 10-year-old niece that there's no fucking way she's getting that goddamn $2,500 robot dog from Sony, even if it's the only thing on her list? Not in my lifetime, which, if you saw the video, won't be that long. Kevin from Kentucky.
Well, what you should probably do when you're talking to your 10-year-old niece is not say fucking and shit and all those words.
You're saying that'll get you on the naughty list. It'll get you to become an elves.
I don't know what's going on here.
All right. Well, so I think what he's talking about is how do you deal with a youngster who wants an inappropriately expensive item and they think that just by having only one item on their list, they're going to do it, when meanwhile, it's clear that this item is part of a vast conspiracy of the robot uprising coming around any minute.
Not to mention $2,500. That's quite a lot of scratch for a 10-year-old who might forget about it literally days after they get it.
Yeah.
Correct.
Did you hear that? Santa agrees. What do you got, Justin?
There we go. Nailed it. All right. Not the Grinch writes, I almost got caught fixing a Christmas tree because my lock-picking skills are not as great as they used to be. I would appreciate it if you gave me a lock-picking trainer, or if you could point me to a place I could acquire one. And by acquire, I mean steal. I'm going to steal it. Yours bitterly, the Grinch.
You are everything that is wrong with America.
Oh, wow. I didn't know Whoville was in America. So you're saying that the Grinch is not getting any kind of present, let alone a lock-picking set for which he's asking for.
No, I'm saying somewhere a bald eagle's head just exploded.
Wow.
Majestic bird is flapping through the air, and he looks down and he sees that motherfucker, and holy shit.
You listeners.
And a towel, the traditional Santa towel, has fallen from his
This
head.
is what happens when you only give me 24 hours. This is a dirty dish rag I got on my face here.
Sorry, Santa.
Oh, it is dirty. It's filthy.
This is the best I could do.
Oh, my God.
It is cleaning
All right,
up
listen, guys,
the
this
wine
is the
very
real
nicely.
Santa. The real
There's
Santa
no
doesn't adhere
preparation
to
whatsoever this year.
All right, Santa, we got another letter. It says, Dear Santa, I live alone. I'm putting my mansion up on Airbnb for the week of Valentine's Day 2018. I have a vast selection of port and an old cardboard box from Amazon that I fill with my poorly rolled blunts, all within reaching distance from my hot tub. Santa and the missus interested? I live alone. I'm R.L. Stein. So I believe
famed
this is,
author R.L. Stein writing in to talk to Santa.
it sounds like he's trying to set up a possible, it sounds like a threesome between you and Mrs. Claus and famed Goosebumps author.
Don't you know that Mrs. Claus and I are over 1,300 years old?
I mean,
And you want us in your hot tub?
I gotta think that if R.L. Stein was here, he'd say, if there's wrinkles on them dimples, he's ready to play.
Yeah.
Well, then away we go.
I was gonna say, yeah. Have you and Mrs. Claus? This might be a little personal. Have you and Mrs. Claus ever explored an open relationship in the 1,300 years that you've been alive and presumably married?
Santa gets around, literally.
Well, okay,
You know,
now
I go creeping into houses for a living. Things happen.
can you share some of the details? We'd love to hear one of your sordid tales.
Well, remember when you were climbing the rope in gym class
Sure.
Yeah.
and you started to feel a little funny? Well, that's kind of how it's like when Santa slides down the chimney.
Oh, so you're saying you sometimes become inadvertently physically aroused as you descend, entering in the dead of night into strangers' houses.
I'm saying by the time I get to your fireplace, the candy cane is out.
Wow. Not even unbroken, but out fully.
I'm bringing
fully
the North
pubescent
Pole
and
into your
available.
house.
Is that the titular North Pole?
And, it's kind of creepy to see this old man in your fireplace fully enmeshed.
Yeah, well, it sounds like stockings are not the only thing that you're going to leave hanging
Hung
from
with
the
care.
fireplace when you're done.
Stockings are not the only thing that are getting stuffed.
Ah,
All right.
there we go. All right, how about this one? Dear Santa, my name is Mr. C, but you can call me Husky. I'm writing to you on behalf of your enslaved elves. For over 900 years, they have been working 18-hour days, 365 days a year with no pay, in an unacceptable working condition. There are no bathroom breaks, and the floors of your workshop are coated in solidified feces. In a recent meeting, your elves voted to form a union with the intention to engage in collective bargaining for back pay and better working environments. Local Elves Union 1776 formally requests a meeting with your representatives, or a strike will take place on November 24th at 1 p.m. We look forward to your response, fucko. Have a Merry Christmas, Mr. C. Santa, it sounds as if there is a very serious labor negotiation going on at the North Pole. How do you respond?
A few dozen elves perish in an inferno in an overcrowded, dimly lit, deplorable sweatshop, and everyone becomes a critic.
So, do you want to give your side of this tale?
Yeah. How can you have a sweatshop in a negative 53-degree weather?
Oh, so you're saying nobody was sweating?
Nope,
that the rumors that it was
yeah.
a sweatshop are inaccurate?
Case closed.
I mean,
You
it
can
sounds
go
like
stuff your lawsuits in a sack.
somebody went to the law firm of DNA to bring in this genius.
I mean, I'll tell you what, he offers an ironclad response there, Brian. I mean, look, I think that the local union's just gonna have to sit on
I'll
it.
tell you what, I got a challenging one for you, Santa. Listener,
Believe Santa has just thrown down a candy cane and shattered it in anger.
That was my gavel.
oh, your gavel.
I was case closing it.
Listener Gregory Schultz writes in saying, Santa, I've been a good man this year. It would be great if I could get 100 Bitcoins at $300. If that's not possible, I'll take either 100 Litecoins or 100 Ethereum. Thanks.
I don't deal in this cryptocurrency.
Oh, you don't like the cryptocurrency. What's your beef?
No, only gold doubloons.
Gold doubloons. I
Wow.
think,
Okay, so you're still riding that currency craze, the doubloon
Yeah,
craze.
those chocolate coins covered with the foil gold. Those are
those are the
yeah,
ones.
so-
You want
Yeah, so not even actual like pirates treasure gold doubloons. You really just want candy.
things are all different up here in the North Pole.
Oh, so you're saying that in the North Pole, the gold foiled covered chocolates are actual very valuable currency?
Yeah, if you're a fat man.
Can't argue with that.
All right, so we got an email from somebody calling themselves Anonymous Diamond saying,
Yep.
"Hey Santa," and this sounds like a serious issue.
This is very serious.
Hey Santa, my local favorite brewery is doing a special promotion where you can buy a special goblet where if you have one, you get one free beer per day for life. The only thing is the goblet is $1,000. I want to know if I should do it, and if so, will you be able to help me at all with the costs? I've been good-ish boy this year, and at the moment, it's all I really want for Christmas other than spending time with friends and family. Cheers, totally an Anonymous Diamond.
Wow.
What happened to you that makes you think $1,000 is free?
So... So you're saying he's confused when they say you get a free beer every day for life. It's like
I'm saying the
you
math
paid.
doesn't work out.
Yeah, no, it's like at best after 3 years you've paid $1 per beer.
Yeah.
I haven't crunched the numbers.
So you are not willing to help him with the cost here for his $1,000 goblet.
No.
All right, how about this one? Where do we go here? Dear Santa, can you help me get some steak nugs, please? So steak nugs, the popular new trend of chicken nuggets, but with steak instead of chicken. Can you please help? A Christmas miracle it would be if restaurants would start serving steak nugs.
All right, he's done. He's not even having it.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Why is that ridiculous, Santa? I mean, it seems like chicken is something that's very popular. More popular than chicken is steak. Nuggets are a really easy form factor. Like, why would that be ridiculous?
Because it's a cow.
Can't argue with that.
It's a good point. It's a good point, Santa. Hey, just got an email saying, this one's anonymous, says, hey, Santa, traditionally we're supposed to leave cookies and milk, and advertising campaigns would have us believe that maybe we should leave Coca-Cola. What should we leave by the tree for you to obtain your good favor?
Chocolate coins covered in gold foil.
No, he's committed, man. He's got one favorite thing.
How about this one? Another Jay Martin writes, Dear Santa, what's your least favorite Christmas special? This has got to be something that you do have a really good opinion on, because I'm sure you have to watch a fair amount of them.
Yeah.
I would say the Night Attack Christmas special.
Hey! We made the list. We made the list.
Coming closely behind that, the Star Wars Christmas movie.
Yep.
Okay.
And Larry the Cable Guy's Christmas Spectacular.
Hey, real quick, speaking of Star Wars, Santa, I know you're up in the North Pole, but did you see the new Star Wars movie?
Nope.
Okay. Well, there's that.
All right. Well, here. How about this, Brian? I feel like we could go out on this, but Thomas writes, and this is something that I don't think has ever happened in all the years that we have been talking to Santa on this and other versions of this program.
Man, I feel like we're about to have a deep dive.
But hey, Santa, not to suck up, but is there anything you need?
This is Thomas.
Person,
Thomas wrote you
Thomas.
a letter asking, what do you need, Santa?
What do you need?
I need about 3 weeks in Thailand, away from all these elves and children.
Say, you need some grown-up time by now.
Yeah.
I need some naughty and nice.
Fair enough.
And I could also use a liver transplant.
The liver transplant.
Wow. So you really put some miles on that old liver of yours, huh? Well, there we go.
Fair enough. All right. Ladies and gentlemen.
Merry Christmas.
The wine stains on his beard tell the story all its own. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get a big round of applause for Santa Claus.
Huzzah! Take care, Santa Claus.
Christmas gets worse every year. I'm sorry, everyone.
It always sneaks up on you. Yeah, we know you're busy. You're a busy man, Santa.
You ruined it.
That's so long. Have a great time at the North Pole.
Children.
Yeah, enjoy the Handmaid's Tale cosplay.
My deepest apologies to Santa.
Unrelatedly to Santa, I mean, this wasn't Santa, but someone else was definitely texting me, freaking out that he couldn't get in. They said, Mrs. Claus. It says here, Santa has a problem. Mrs. Claus has apparently misplaced the key to the storage locker. That's where Santa had the beard. All the Christmas shit is. We're scouring the condominium now. I'll keep you posted. But
It's the 19th, Santa. You only do Christmas.
And then I wrote, well, the good news is that the fans pretty much know who Santa's secret identity is. So in a pinch,
Christopher Kringle.
Yeah, in a pinch.
Yeah, everyone's up. But cat's out of the bag.
In a pinch, I think the shabbiest, most hilariously awful replacement beard and hat will play great as long as Santa insists everything is fine. And then he goes on to propose, like, well, what if you played a clip of Santa when he had a hat? And I'm like, no.
I mean, also, I'm pretty sure that the person who texted you, not Santa, of course, but the person who texted you and I live in literally the same city, and I could have brought stuff to Santa.
It's fine. It's fine.
Santa was concerned he might not get home from his advertising job soon enough.
Then this person who was not Santa said, fuck, everything crafty / costumish is in the shed. Okay, gotta think. Next thing I get is a picture of him in there.
With a dishcloth.
Yes.
You know, it's great because the wine immediately gets cleaned up.
Yeah. The good news is that the one thing that has stayed unbroken is the red wine stain on whatever dares.
That's the true tradition.
Santa's mouth.
Thank you, everybody who submitted Christmas letters for Santa. If you want to keep abreast of all the cool bits that we're doing, follow us on Twitter at Night Attack Show, or join the Discord, nightattack.tv/Discord. You guys find out about that stuff, get early access, and help build the show that you listen to every week.
Man, where are we going now? Somebody lead. Somebody take the lead.
Well, how about the...
I'm riding this horse without my hands because I'm busy. I got a bow and arrow in there. I'm busy slaughtering targets.
Okay, well, how about the movie draft
Shoot
minute?
mice off the Kepler's back.
Yeah, let's do the movie draft minute.
Welcome to Movie Draft Minute, presented by CosmicRadio.tv for the week of December 18th, 2017. I'm your host, Berto Villegas. Well, with everybody finally on the board and with the final weeks of 2017 upon us, how are things looking for everybody in the draft? You know what, people? Let's go and find out. Team Line is in 6th place, $153.5 million. Team Frog Pants are in 5th place, with Star Wars The Last Jedi bringing $187 million a week. Team Jury is in 4th place, $339.4 million. Team Big and Tall is in 3rd place, $348.8 million. Team Champions are in 2nd place, $385.4 million. And in 1st place, a whopping $449 million. It's Team Cord Killers. And that is your Movie Draft Minute for the week of December 18th, 2017.
So we talked about this a little bit yesterday when you were on Cord Killer Spoiler in Time, Justin. You still feel pretty confident that Team Frog Pants has this and Last Jedi's going to take all the money?
I mean, we're going to see this week, right? With a Christmas holiday in full effect, you're going to get, probably a sizable Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday when everybody's looking for something to do with the fam that they can all agree on. You would assume that this will be another fairly gigantic week. And it only opened under $20 million under Force Awakens, which was the largest domestic, movie of all time. So I mean, what, they have to get to 500 and something, 500 and change, and after week one they're at 100 or 220.
Well, let's see, 85%. I guess 550. No, but even then, because Team Cord Killer still has The Greatest Showman, and that thing is being marketed like crazy. Think about everybody buying anything from Amazon right now. There's a 50-50 chance it shows up in a box covered in advertisements for The Greatest Showman.
Oh yeah, no, I don't doubt that. I don't know whether or not. I mean, because right now this is going to go from very open to a very crowded box office. You've got actually 4 fairly well marketed movies opening this week between was it Pitch Perfect and Jumanji and Downsize.
Dude, I'm surprised at all the positive buzz about Jumanji. It sounds like that one they really landed.
Apparently is the greatest video game movie ever made. Is the review, which I think is kind of odd that they're not marketing it more like that, because that seems to be a better, like, hey, Wreck-It Ralph meets Jumanji would seem to be a better pitch than Jumanji meets an action movie where we cast all these people because they're current action stars.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm still with you. I think Frog Pants is going to ultimately take it, but it's going to turn out to be a lot closer than I dared hope. And I don't think Pitch Perfect 3 is going to do a crazy $100 million or nothing like that to put us back in the...
I'm shocked that hasn't been marketed more. That hasn't been marketed like it's being marketed like the second sequel to a movie that people kind of liked, as opposed to, like, specifically in this climate, a like big girl power movie you would think would be kind of something that the nation is looking for. But apparently they're just like, whatever. Let's just put some YouTube stuff out and that'll be it. These Pitch Perfect girls, they're singing and they're dancing.
I wonder if that is, because there certainly is precedent for a movie not testing as well as expected, right? And then they sort of dial back their investment, because they don't want to throw good money after bad. Like,
yeah, but also it's like, look, you greenlit a second sequel because these movies keep overperforming. So, like, why not steer into the curve?
Embrace it, yeah.
They are running a ton of trailers. I feel like I've gone to the movies a lot this year, and every single time I've gone, it's been a Pitch Perfect 3 trailer in front of that movie.
Speaking of trailers, my new favorite trailer right now.
I have not seen one.
Oh, wow.
My new favorite trailer is that new Wes Anderson stop motion animation thing, Isle of Dogs.
Oh, yeah, that looks cute.
Dude, it looks amazing.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm going there with the daughters and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah,
seeing
they'll
that
love
stuff.
it.
Thinking of Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
What do you think the plot of that Matt Damon becomes a little mini person movie is? Because I think we all know the premise. Matt Damon becomes a little mini person. But, like, what do you think, like, the actual story is? Does he want to become a big person again? Or, like...
No, I got to imagine that it's sort of like a Seinfeld movie where you use a big premise, everybody gets miniaturized so that there's more quote-unquote space on planet Earth. But it's I got to feel like it's going to be like a romantic comedy or something, that everybody's going to be... Oh, do we have a trailer?
Well, basically, here's the idea. The idea is, all right, so let's say you're struggling to make ends meet now. What if you could be a mini person and literally you could buy one bottle of vodka for the rest of your life and have vodka forever? Now it's unlimited resources with what you were just scraping by with, because now you're a little tiny person and all you have to do is, buy one little thing and it'll last you. Any non-perishable item lasts you forever. Effectively.
Right.
Now you become a man of leisure as a tiny person, as opposed to living a big person's life. But also, it's like, does he like run out of money? Like, does he run for mayor? Like, I don't know. It just seems like a
Rotten Tomatoes
is
saying 58% positive reviews. That's not great.
I mean, it's got to have partially a romantic element, because that's the reason how he ends up alone. That his wife or his girlfriend leaves him at the last second.
Oh.
While he's under.
Oh, is that? See, I don't even know that.
procedure.
All I know is that it's just like Matt Damon's like, I don't know, Bills, you could be a tiny person. Oh, okay.
Being tiny,
I
that'll
guess
fix
be a tiny
everything.
person. Then he's tiny, and there's just like all these sight gags of like, it's like basically like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids for disaffected 40-something.
Speaking of being a tiny person, I'm about to sometime this year, I believe, find out what it's like to have your child be taller than you. Like Penny.
Oh, is it coming on quick?
Yeah, like Penny is 13, about to turn 14, and it's like, and she's sprouting, and I'm tiny, and wow, that's gonna be a weird moment.
I mean, Brian, I know for you this is not something that you have any kind of hang-ups on. You definitely didn't make sure to hire dancers at Universal Studios that were below your height.
Damn it! Fuck you!
Wait,
I've told this story before.
Oh yeah. Oh no, that's true. They asked me. They said, okay, so we're gonna do your show, and it's gonna be a Halloween Horror Nights. You're gonna do 4 to 6 performances per evening. We're gonna have 2 dancers. They're gonna come out and do a dance. So they're gonna be your assistants on stage. They'll be named Menace and Malice. Anything you would like in girls. And I said, I would like them to be shorter than me. I went full Tom Cruise on that one.
You're allowed a vain actions in your life.
No, it's not vain. It's for the show. It's better show.
It's for the show. I'm poking Brian on this.
It's
but
a better show if they're not distracted thinking like, Brian's really tiny, or maybe she's just really tall. Yeah. This is weird.
But I'm saying,
Brian, you could have actually just had them be taller, but stand literally up to like the backdrop, and then you're on stage right like far in front of them.
I come out with the I'm gonna get you sucker platform shoes with the fish in there, and I'm just walking around.
No, the first time that you were doing that set that I was there in Universal Studios, we were hanging out before the show, and it's just a bunch of like tech rehearsals and stuff like that because it was fairly early in the run. And I look over and I see a woman walk in, and I'm like, wow, like she is like really pretty and really short. Like it's just like something that just like registered in your brain because you don't see. Not to say that short women aren't pretty, but it was just like she was very, very striking. And then I see another really striking, really short, like a lady walk by, and I'm like, holy, what the fuck? This is like seeing like Halley's Comet twice in one day. Like, what is going on? And it's like, oh, I got it.
Yeah. Yep.
But anyway, no. So I can assume this is all preamble to Is this something that how are you processing this? Because it's not like you could just yell at Penny to stop growing.
Oh no! I mean, it's like I am accepting it. I mean, look, I'm gonna get old and busted and fall apart and crumble into and eventually go join Santa at the North Pole and try to work off my life debt. I mean,
Wait a minute, hold on. How is just being the height you've been since the end of puberty falling apart? Like, that's not an example of you decaying.
I mean, look, you can't win at everything, Justin. I mean, I guess the young eat the old. What can you do? I'll lock her in.
Why does everything have to be so fatalistic? Like, there's no need. Like she's just going through a growth spurt. It doesn't mean that you've reached the heat death of Brian.
I mean, look, it must be nice when all your children are mice living in little practical condominiums and they're being taken on trips out to the woods where they're actually let free instead of shot in the back of the head. Yeah, I'm tiny.
Oh,
I mean, like, where between 0 and platform shoes are you?
I'm gonna go back to, I don't know, man. I've gotten seduced by wearing flip-flops. It's pretty great wearing flippies.
I mean, look, dude, you've reached. You need to just. Here's what you need to do. And this is our Christmas episode, not our New Year's episode. New metrics. In fact, now whenever you notice yourself being shorter than your daughter, you just yell the amount of money in your bank account and then ask her what's in hers.
Oh, what's funny is I was thinking I would spend some of that money on increasingly taller shoes. Like, I never draw attention to it. Just year over year, my shoes get just a little bit taller. So I'm always just an inch taller than Penny. And then finally by the end, like, I've got 1 foot platforms. I'm walking around on stilts at all times.
No, that's it. We bury you and there's just 2 holes in the casket where your stilts can stick out. We buried him as he lived, on stilts, so he was never shorter than his daughters.
Shall we take a moment for a little bit of diamond time?
Indeed, diamond time is where you can be a part of the show. Shout out your projects right here by going to diamondclub.reddit.com or reddit.com/r/diamondclub. There's a big old green post up at the top of the subreddit where we read the top 3. And we begin with Juanabos. Hey, Diamond Clubbers. My wife does a weekly mental health and therapy podcast. It's a fun and professional show because my wife is an actual licensed therapist and because I'm the audio engineer and tech guy behind the scenes. If you enjoy Therapy Thursday on TMS, we tackle similar subjects, just in a shorter, more digestible format. Boom, shots fired, I added editorially. And even if you don't know or enjoy Therapy Thursday, you should still subscribe because it's totally free. Go ahead and check it out. YOLO420.com/therapy swag or search podcast catchers for Mental Health Moment and subscribe today.
Ochotona Princeps writes, I come bearing news from Mike TV, but don't get excited. It's not a new album, but that is on the horizon. Serious voice. No, I'm here to beg on Mike's behalf. His music is his full-time job, so he's always skating the edge. Mike had a minor but necessary medical procedure today. Oh, dear. 6 hours ago. Shit, this is our guest. He's going to be fine, but the sudden expense has completely screwed up his budget for the month. Only our troubled troubadour needs to be able to eat. Patreon won't pay out for weeks, so if you want to help support Mike, please donate directly to him through the big donation button on his Twitch channel, twitch.tv/MikeTV Live. That's MikeTVLIVE, or go to streamlabs.com/MikeTV Live. Donate when he's live and he'll play a song request for you. I know money's rough close to the holidays, but any amount helps. With our help, Mike can continue to play awesome tunes for the internet for free, 18 plus hours per week, while also pumping out multiple albums a year and posting them for free on his Patreon. I hate you all, die in a fire. Breaking Edit! Thanks to generous donations from Diamond Clubbers and members of Mike's stream chat during the show today, his immediate medical expenses have been covered. Mike loves you all. However, he could still use the help putting food on his table because before this happened, he was only barely going to make ends meet. Thank you all for your incredible generosity. Again, you guys are really are a big extended internet family. Hot damn yes to all of that. Mike TV is a national treasure. Please, please, please support one of the internet's finest.
Oh my God. Absolutely. Please, please, please go kick stuff in. This is awesome. And I'll tell you what, you want to know what? The next one is another Mike TV post, because we definitely rallied, I guess, to his case on this platform. Hi, everybody. Nick with a C here. The original community has this was all right. Reddit request for Get Set Go, and it was approved. The original community has been banned 2 years ago for whatever reason, so now it's ours. So let's give our favorite musical guest a nice Christmas present and make the greatest fan club ever. Hey, look, go ahead on over to reddit.com/getsetgo
/r/getsetgo.
Yeah, the new subreddit for Mike's music, which is awesome. Like he deserves every bit of it, man. In this community, so much Mike TV music. Hell, in this apartment, so much Mike TV music is played because he's basically the entire soundtrack to Ashley's stream. So go ahead and check it out. It is reddit.com/r/getsetgo. All you gotta do is follow. That's it. Subscribe to the subreddit. It's free.
Hey, so on the moral scale, in the Divine Comedy, which circle of hell is reserved for people who sign up for a Secret Santa and then forget they're on the Secret Santa?
I'm just so excited that you asked that moral conundrum and not what circle of hell does a co-host who reveals a truth he thought was public and until he realized by the horrifying expression of his co-host that we hadn't talked about his backup dancers from the Mayhem show.
Oh no, that's all legit territory. I think that's all fine.
So yeah, that's bad. But is it a Reddit one or is it a personal one?
It's the folks over at /r/magic had a Secret Santa, and I was like, yeah, put me in. And so I logged in, and it's like it says name Brian Brushwood, about me, and then it just says, is there any way I can do this anonymously? I don't want everyone to know it's me. and then it's like, there it is. And so the only reason the person I'm the Secret Santa for, I'm already late on when I was supposed to send stuff by, but it will arrive in time for Christmas. But I only found out because I got a message from somebody on Reddit saying, hey, look, I can't be a Secret Santa. It's me. I'm your Secret Santa. I don't know what to get you. What do I get? What do I get you, Brian Brushwood? And then, and I respond with just all caps, fuck! You've given it to me. You reminded me this is a thing, and I'm not an asshole. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And then today we sent off the gift. Yes.
This is my favorite version of the Scrooge tale.
Yes.
This is the best version of that. Man, you want to know what? I mean, so wait, so what did you? Can you say what you? I don't know if this is gonna get too inside magic, but
no. I actually gave him a real answer. He was like, "What do you like in magic, or does it have to be magic?" And I said, I responded to him saying that in my experience, the best magicians seem to have something outside of magic that they're deeply passionate about, and that is what they bring to magic, and that is what colors the stories that they tell and the character that they bring to it. And, you know, if there is something in magic that means a lot to you, then that's fine. We could do that. But if there's something outside of magic that means a lot to you, I would like literally anything that means a lot to you, and I would like to know why it means something to you. Like that to me is the sweetest gift, in that it's like somebody opening themselves up. And even if it's something that wouldn't appeal to me, like hey, this particular Pokemon figurine is super great.
Anyway,
because
here's my favorite manga.
Yeah, you know what? I'm fine with that because it comes from a place of genuine in their heart, right? And that to me is the most precious thing.
Yeah, it's you want to know what you probably get fairly cheap is like recent magician kind of memorabilia. Like you could probably get some pretty good like Penn and Teller memorabilia that you could like frame or something like that. Just because magicians are so focused on like the tricks and not like necessarily
not the culture, like no, you're part of a club. We all have a shared interest. This is something cool. This is something like a particularly quirky Penn and Teller sign thing will appeal to a lot of people, whether they're magicians or not. That seems like safe
like
territory.
If you received a just, regular ass Michaels framed, flattened Penn and Teller VHS case, I feel like you would put that up somewhere.
Oh, sure.
Because it's a cool little memorabilia thing.
Well, and that would be a good play if you wanted to cater to what you knew my interests were. But I think I'm even more enchanted by what's important to him. Like, one of my favorite things, I've got a few trophies up in the office. You've seen them, Justin. But one of my favorites is a styrofoam block painted gold with handwritten on there, Johnny Boz Award, because Johnny Boz, who has a YouTube channel, reached out to me. I think I want to say he was like 14 at the time. He looks like Ajit Pai. That's actually a good...
This is unrelated.
No, I know. But when you see Johnny Boz, go to youtube.com/JONNYBOZ.
God, I hope this kid goes wrong in so many ways.
I hope he's exactly. We'll see. Anyway, he gave me an award, and I thought that was so cool that a kid like 14, 15, 16 did just went and gave that. And I was like, this is the best thing ever because it mattered. I dug it. I really dug it, dude. A little bit like Ajit Pai, right? When he's in a suit. When he's in a suit.
In a suit.
In a suit is where I see it.
A little bit is the maximum acceptable amount, I would say.
All right.
I'm so glad he's white. I'm so glad.
There you go. Right there. Oh, no,
yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Doesn't
yes.
matter. Fine. Fine.
I would
Fine.
go more Marco Rubio.
Oh,
Marco
okay.
Rubio.
I could see that.
There it is.
Yeah.
There's the Johnny Boz Award. You still giving it out.
This is very Marco, though. Yeah, this is 2017. This is
JOHNYBOZ.
Oh yeah, one.
Hey, I'll tell you what. Go subscribe to Johnny Boz. Johnny Boz
He's
having
good
a great time over there. Brian, are there any lessons of Christmas that we would like to solidify here?
Man, this is the best day of the year. This is the best show of the year. Like, the community that we have together. I mean, I know it's all cheesy for us to gather around and sing Nabu Nabi by the Whoville tree, but, it's pretty great.
That was my favorite part, is when they sang Nabu Nabi of the
Let's all sing Nanu Nanu by the tree.
James Cameron's Nabu Nabi.
Yeah. I see you.
Oh, Justin, I hope your present makes it in time. I'm really excited. I hope it happens.
Well, that's just shit. Now I got to send you something.
No, you don't. No,
right.
you really don't.
Oh, then I'm going to tell you about something that I like, because apparently that's what you do now. Listen, Brian, I think that we have learned that you better get your gold coins for Saint.
Damn straight. Either that or you'll become an elves. You have to say elves plural, otherwise the acronym doesn't work.
I think we've learned that Bonnie would prefer a calendar full of pictures of you on a horse.
Yeah, man. Most importantly, we learned that Christmas is the best show of the year. You guys are the best. We love you. Die in a fire.
See you next Tuesday.
I love you.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.